everybody and hi, my name is Kieran and welcome to 9 p.m., what used to be my bedtime. It's a game about surviving a zombie apocalypse? I like the art, let's get into it. I don't need to know anything more. This janitor, Gary, would love to just watch bingo every day. Not paid enough, still uses Walkman and thinks they're groovy. I like Gary. Gary gets me. He's also my only option. So we're going with Gary. My man. It's 9 p.m. on Friday and you are miffed. You could have been at home watching bingo for about 30 minutes already, but you had to clean up after Steve. Your good-for-nothing co-worker. Where the heck is he anyway? Probably just made a mess and left like he always does. Dang it, Steve. Don't you just hate Steve? As you walk back to your office, the lab is empty and quiet, but not unusually so. You pull out your ancient Walkman and are just about to turn it on as you hear a low growling sound. A stray or something's found its way into the building. Maybe you should go look. Or maybe it was nothing. You don't hear anything right now. And honestly, you really want to be done for the day. Oh, you know, Gary, you old sourpuss. You want to be home, but Gary's a man of his word. He's a man that holds strong to his values. He's gonna investigate because it's still something he can do. Not he has to, but he can do. Your shift is over. Even if that wasn't your imagination, it's not your problem anymore. You're tired. You don't get paid for overtime. I clicked the wrong one. As you put your supplies away, you hear the growling again. Louder this time. Very loud, actually. Could have been a raccoon that's found its way into the lab somehow, but by the sounds of it, it would have to be a really big and aggressive raccoon, and one with a weirdly deep voice. Actually, it's probably not a raccoon at all. Oh, Gary, you man of gumption, go find what it is. Alright, so something's going on here. You take your trusted mop out of the supply closet and listen closely until you hear the growling again. Seems to be coming from the janitor bathroom. Steve? Did he lock himself in there to smoke weed or something? You hope not. Last time he did that, he threw up all over the floor. Bad Itika. Better not be you, Steve. You walnut! You shout in the direction of the bathroom. No answer. You stomp to the door and open it. Inside is not Steve. It's Kelly, another janitor whose shift ended at 2 p.m. Weird. What's she still doing here? On closer inspection, you suddenly realize Kelly is foaming at the mouth and moving strangely. No, Gary. Talk to her. Kelly only makes gurgling sounds and doesn't really seem to understand you. Is she sick or a zombie? The thought seems a little ridiculous, but you have watched zombie films before, when there was no bingo to watch. Honestly, the longer you look at her, the more she reminds you of them. Mindless, drooling zombies. But how can you be sure? You can't be. Just close the door. Politely ask her if she's a zombie. Kelly answers your polite question by chomping your arm off. So, thanks for nothing, Kelly. It's a choose-your-own-adventure game. I see. Next up, we got unpaid intern Katia, who is... Excuse me, sir. Is actually here for work experience, but has only served coffee so far. Nervous wreck, sometimes cries in the bathroom on breaks. Oh, Kelly. Katia, sorry, you're my girl. It's 9 p.m. on a Friday and you've just awoken from your accidental nap in the break room. How embarrassing. Why did no one wake you up? In fact, where is everyone? Wait a second, it's 9 p.m. already. They didn't leave you here, did they? Oh my gosh, they totally did. And the door to the break room is locked. Scream for help. There's no answer. Only growling? An animal, maybe? Some kind of dog? But why would they let dogs into the labs? Suddenly, something rams the door from the other side. You jump back in shock and see a man bursting through, foaming at the mouth. Wait, you know that guy. Isn't it Steve, the janitor? He's not at all good at his job, but he always greets you with a smile and you've grown to appreciate him. He looks straight out of a zombie film. You squeak as Steve comes closer and closer, his hands outstretched and reaching for you, like in a horror movie. Stop it! You shout, but he doesn't seem to understand you. He's probably trying to prank you, scold him, eat you, throw a chair at him and run. Communicate with you, Steve has never been that eloquent. Throw a chair at him and run. I'm too young to die, you scream as you grab the nearest chair. And I don't want my parents to have to pay my stupid student loans. You throw the chair at Steve as hard as you can and storm out of the break room. Running, it turns out, isn't all that easy with high heels on, but you can't stop, not until you've outrun Steve. Maybe you should have closed the door to the break room. You turn a corner and almost run into a wall. It's the end of the hallway. You cast a nervous glance back, but it doesn't seem like Steve is following you anymore. Still, you can't just turn back and go, can you? Ugh, what a mess. You should have never started working here. The whole lab is bad news. Alright, enough self-pitying. There are 2 doors that could get... Alright, enough self-pitying. There's 2 doors you could go through to get out of here. You put your ear against the door and listen. One has pittering sounds coming behind it, and the other one is just dead quiet. Both seem kinda suspicious, honestly. Investigate the pitters and patters. It's risky, but as soon as you enter, you sigh a sigh of big relief. The pittering was coming from a fat little raccoon munching on some found under one of the lab tables. Hey, don't eat that. Who knows what it could do to you? The raccoon stares at you. Its eyes seem weirdly intelligent, like it understood perfectly what you just said. Then it squeaks and runs away, disappearing down the hallway. Strange little critter. Suddenly, you hear a long, low growling sound. Wait a minute. You know that voice. Is that... It is her, Supervisor Jenna. Supervisor Jenna, who never thanks you for bringing her coffee. Supervisor Jenna, who made you mop the floor on your first day instead of showing you around the lab. Supervisor Jenna, who made you cry when you told her co-workers at lunch within your earshot. Supervisor Jenna, zombified. Looks like karma's finally caught up to her. You know you have to escape her, but the temptation is strong, now that she can't fire you. Should you tell her a few choice words? The thing is, I do want to take this opportunity to trash her, but she's not gonna, like... She's dead. It would be the same to just go to her gravestone and spout profanity, so let's go do that. You have to stay strong and alive. Even though you have a whole lot to say to Supervisor Jenna, you turn and book it out the next door. Supervisor Jenna is gone, so it's not really gonna... Never mind, you're fine. You can hear her footsteps behind you as she starts chasing you. Are zombies supposed to be this fast? Whatever, no time to think. You round the corner and immediately notice the open door to the second floor bathrooms. Hey, maybe you can hide in here. If you close the door, Supervisor Jenna will just run past you. You can safely search for another way out. You're proud of this idea. You quickly slip through the door and lock it behind you, before Jenna could catch up to you. Phew, you're really lucky you noticed this door. Come to think of it, why is it even open in the first place? Wait a second. Isn't that Steve by the stalls? Hey Zeus, how did he get in here? You frantically try to open the door, but it jams. It won't move an inch. Oh man, this sucks, you say to Steve. Sadly, he isn't very empathetic. That's Steve for you. Absolute trash human being. Oh, and that's it. Oh, thank you for playing. This is currently where the alpha ends. Check out the Patreon. Hold on. Hold on. You're just gonna let me go?
Yes. Self-voicing disabled.
Okay, I guess you are. Fine. Oh, is that Steve there then? Is this Steve? No wonder he sucks. He's a ginger. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Okay, hold up. All right. This, my homie. This time we're going for Gary, and this time Gary's just gonna be an absolute survivalist. Your shift is over, even right. That's the one that I accidentally picked last time. Your supplies away. You hear the growling again, louder this time. Yeah. Screw it. Leave. Just leave the lab. No reason to fight whatever not raccoon thing that is. You're just gonna head home and watch Bingo. Oh man, I really want him to see Bingo again. You close the supply closet and head down the hallway towards the elevator. As you press the button to go down though, nothing happens. They don't light up and there's no number indicating on which floor it is. Not even the quiet rumbling of the elevator, signaling it's moving, can be heard. Weird. What's even weirder is all the small noises coming from inside the thing. Sounds like scratching? You're not easily frightened, but even you must admit there have been a lot of, let's say, unusual noises in the lab today. You stare at the closed doors of the elevator unsure. The scratching quiets down a little. Suddenly the button you pressed lights up and you hear the elevator moving down towards your floor. Let's just take the stairs, honestly. Stairs it is. It's probably safer this way too. Who knows what was going on with that elevator? As you descend the stairs, you can hear noises coming from below. Far too much noise for a lab that is supposedly closed at this hour. You, and maybe Steve, wherever he went, should be the only ones in the building right now. What exactly is happening down there? It's people, you realize as you get closer to the bottom floor. Lots of them. You can hear them dragging their feet across the linoleum floor and making strange grunting noises. Alright, that sure is unsettling. Was there something weird in the coffee today, or... You know, did someone take a wee in the filter? But as you arrive downstairs, you're not sure about the coffee theory anymore. The people down here seem way too off, grunting and growling, running into each other and drooling absent-mindedly. It's almost like they're... Zibimbips. Oh, crap, here we go again. This is really not how you thought your evening would go. Does this mean the world is ending? Can't a man just watch bingo in peace? Sit down and make affection. Try to sneak past the zombies, I doubt would do well. A little period of self-reflection can do wonders for the soul. This calls for an evaluation of your life. You sit down and think about where you went wrong. Maybe this is karma for yelling at Steve yesterday, though you're still convinced that was justified. Maybe you shouldn't have accepted this job in the first place. Everyone knows shady sci-fi stuff happens in labs like this one. Maybe you should have moved out of town as soon as you turned 18. Just like you used to say to your parents. Maybe you should have married Barbara. Yeah, maybe you should have. Barbara was a bit of a pain in the bahungus, but maybe this could have changed your fate. Wonder what she's doing these days. While you're still thinking about Barbara, the growling from upstairs grows louder and louder until you can't ignore it anymore. You look back and see a figure standing above you. I'm trying to think, you say, annoyed. They bite you. Rude. Barbara? What's with these girls dissing my homie? Come on, Katya. One of you's gonna make it out. Probably not you, but someone. Katya going beast mode. Kick it down. You're too weak to kick it down. Never mind, no beast mode. Also, wouldn't this be destruction of private property? You don't have any money to replace it if it gets broken beyond repair. You still have a ton of student loans to pay. No, there's gotta be another way. Climb out the window. Coming soon. I should note, I don't know when this game was last updated. I haven't actually checked. This is the demo. So take all of this as a demo if the full version is out. This is your sampler. Try picking the lock with a hairpin. Ooh, going espionage. You crouch down with your hairpin and start picking the lock. Can't be that hard, can it? On TV, it seems to be over pretty quickly. As you're still moving the hairpin around, you hear something on the other side of the door. Has help already arrived? Arrived already? Hello? You call out cautiously. I'm sorry. There's no answer, only growling. An animal maybe? Some kind of dog? Okay, yeah, we're back to here. Yeah, so Steve is here. Steve, make me squeak. He's probably trying to communicate with you. Steve's never been that eloquent. Maybe if you try to speak a little slower, you tell him, trying to be helpful. Steve? Steve opens his mouth, baring his teeth, and you manage to jump back at the last second before he can sink them into your flare. Jeez, it's really not the way to treat someone trying to help. Wait a second. Is Steve a zombie? He can die! And okay, we bash him with a chair. We take a run. Pittering, because you know where I'm headed. Give her a piece of your mind. Not to snack on, but for her to snack on. Injustice. You clench your fists. This is your moment. So how's it feel to rot from the outside as well, Yenna, you say. Maybe you can finally start matching your insides now. Jenna growls at you, clearly scandalized. What? What is it? You want to eat my brain? You've been going so strong with that one all this time, haven't you? Oh, that's actually pretty sick. Zombie Jenna lifts her arm and points at you, slowly, threateningly turning her thumb downwards like a Roman emperor. You can't fire me, you scream. I quit! You don't actually quit because you need an internship in your resume. You just always wanted to say this to her. Kick her? Get it, girl. Okay, maybe you overdid it with this one. Not that you shouldn't have told her all these things. You absolutely should have. And maybe you should have also sprinkled on the fact that you saw her making out with Supervisor Dave that one time next to the printer. But you probably shouldn't have gotten this close. Supervisor Jenna takes your head clean off with one huge bite. Darn you, Jenna. I went down fighting. That is 9 p.m. The demo for 9 p.m. That's quite cute. I like that. It's fun. It's engaging. That's a word I can say. I just want Gary to go see Bingo. He doesn't deserve all this. I mean, Katya, you know, She's kind of a beast and a boss in her own right. You can see that she's recently just thwapped Steve and just flinging his head back there. But Gary, look at that pose. Look at those strong pecs. The determination in his eyes. The mustache. The beanie. Oh, the beanie. If you want to see if you can help Gary survive, link is in the description, as well as if you want to if you want to help Gary survive, links in the description, and you can also use it for you Katya simps out there. I know you're there. I see you. I got you. If you like what I do here and you want to help me make people happy every day, then please subscribe to the channel. But of course, as always, I love you. And don't stay up past 9 p.m. Ooh. You're gonna get sleepy.